Welcome back, everybody. It is the beginning of the third week of our Dephemerember challenge run by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel. Today's prompt is Bellyband and butterfly labels. Now, I started pulling some stuff together yesterday and experimenting with a few bits and pieces, thinking about this prompt. And do you know what? I ended up really in my head debating with myself what's a label and what isn't a label. Is a label a tag? Is a label a just is it a ticket? Is it, what's the difference between a ticket and a label? And do you know what? Oh my goodness, I just went round and round and round. So today I've decided to kind of put all that aside and do what I think, and look, we'll see how it comes out. And I'm really keen to see what other people do and how they kind of interpret, and are we looking at labels with butterflies or butterflies that are made into labels, or I just got too deep into it. So I'm going to make a belly band. I'm going to decorate it. It's going to have something on that I define as a label, and it's going to have some butterflies on. And I hope that works. And actually, I'm going to do a couple of different ones, or a couple of different bases. I bought this a little while ago in an op shop, and at one time this was sticky backed, but what I've discovered is that the sticky is not very reliable now. So this is a sort of an open weave Hessian. I've cut this to 9 inches because an A4 an A5 journal, which is A4 or letter folded in half, comes out at about 8 1/4 inches, I think. So that gives me a little bit of spare. Now, as you'll know if you've been watching my videos, I've also got a smaller journal, and so I'm going to make 2 belly bands of different sizes today. And this amazing piece of ledger paper, which has writing on it, came in my box from my swap partner Gajana, whose channel is Diary of a Creative Therapist, and you'll find that linked in the description box below with all my Dephemerember videos, along with Louise and Barbara's channels. So I'm going to use that as well. Now, these beautiful labels were also in my swap box, and I have used a couple of these before. Now, these you can definitely call butterfly labels, so I'm thinking about doing something with those. The other things I was playing with last night were things like this. Now, I'll hold those up so that you can see them clearly. Oh, there we go. Now, these are what I would call luggage labels. But are they tags? Who knows? So anyway, I have a few of those, and what I did, I stamped some script on the back of them and inked the edges, and then I played with different bits. These are also labels, I guess. These are bits of the fabric that I had left over from making my snippet roll the other day, and some tea bag and coffee dye doily, and obviously some butterflies. So because I wondered whether I could do those and incorporate them onto the belly band or hanging off it, I don't know. Anyway, the other things that I have my tin of butterflies here, and some of these are fussy cuts, and I think some of these have come from, I know that some of these have come from a Tracy Fox printable. Some are stickers, as you can see, and some are die cuts. So there's a whole mixture of different butterflies in there. Some are these are cut out from scraps of gel print, and then they've been stamped and embossed. I've got some others that have been stamped and then watercolored. So there's a huge selection of different butterflies in there, and I've then pulled out, oh, there's another butterfly, what I think might constitute as labels. The other thing I've got is these, and these are a printable from theartscavenger.com, and they're a free printable, and I played with a couple of those last night and stamped some butterflies on them and sort of roughed up the edges and inked the edges. So that's another idea that I have. I also found these, which are, now I don't know where these have come from, I'm afraid. I've had these for a while. They were a printable, I suspect. Excuse the jet boat going past on the river. It's a bit noisy. But most of these have butterflies on as well, and I'm thinking they could pass as labels. And of course I also still have, well, there's a bit more of the coffee dyed doily in the tea bag, but I also have this pile of offcuts, which I was using to make my fabric snippet roll the other day, and some of these I think could potentially be called labels. So I don't really know what's going to happen today. That's not necessarily unusual for me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a play and see what transpires, really. So as I say, that's going to be the base of one of my belly bands, and this one I'm going to fold into roughly 3, which will give it some strength. Here we go. And I'm going to put a bit of glue on here in a moment, and so this is going to make a bit of a shorter belly band as well. All right, so you know what, I'm just going to try some things and see how I go. As I say, part of my idea was perhaps to make some more of these and then put them on with a brad all the way down. And just looking, I think I might start with that. So I'll make a couple more of these labels, because as I say, I would call these luggage labels. That's my justification. I'm sticking to it. So okay, there's a plan to start with. I'm going to make a couple more of these tags, decorated tags, and I'm going to attach them to this with some brads, if those holes are not too big. All right, well, I'm going to attach them anyway, and we'll make a belly band like that, so we'll have our butterfly labels coming down there. Right, let's do that to start with. I'll show you how I made these. So look, these tags are obviously ready-made. They came in a box of stuff I bought. I'm going to stick to those 2 colours, I think. They came in a box of stuff that I bought in an op shop. And I've got my script stamp and sepia ink, and I'm just going to stamp and ink all 3 of them. So there's our first belly band. I mean, that's, you know, quite a lot on its own, isn't it? But I'm sure that, you know, and these can move. So if you wanted to, you could tuck them all in and then, you know, fan them out. I'm pretty sure this will work. There's one last thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put a bit of washi tape on the back here just to cover all of these, oh, what are they called? Split pins. I'm going to cover all of those split pins with some washi tape because when I put this in as a belly band, I don't want things to catch on those. So let's find a bit of washi tape. Whoa, rummage in my box here. Okay, got to be honest, this one came in a pack and I don't particularly use it. It's also not ever so sticky. So what I am going to do is just hold it down with the scissors, that end. I'm going to run a little bit of glue because in my experience this one doesn't hold. So I'll do that, pop it on the back. There we go, and that's all those split pins nicely covered so that they're not going to catch on anything. I'll just turn it over, make sure that's pressed down really well so that it sticks. And there we go, there's our first belly band. So in terms of compartmental making, I guess we've made, you know, the labels, the luggage labels on there. And as I say, I'm going to move on now and use this piece of ledger paper to make another one. Now, looking at the amount of stuff I have on my desk, the amount of labels and the amount of butterflies, I'm also going to pull out another book page and do exactly the same. I'm going to do two at once is what I'm saying. So I'm just going to have let's have a rummage over here. Okay, this is a piece of book page. I think I was using this the other day when I was spraying, but it's about the same size. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it into three. And I'm going to use both of these as a basis. Use up, I don't know if you can see whether they're quite off camera, but I have this huge pile of labels and bits of fabric here, and I have all my butterflies. So whilst I've got everything out, I'm going to make two of these ready for journals. All right, let's go. we've ended up with today. Our prompt was Bellyband and butterfly labels. And essentially from the same pile of fussy cuts, labels, bits of fabric and odds and ends, we've made 3 belly bands. 2 similar, 1 a little bit different on a different substrate. But hopefully they've ticked all the boxes. Belly band, butterfly, labels. I'll try not to overthink tomorrow's prompt quite as much. We're looking at shaker tags and moon dust tomorrow, and I may well have my grandson with me, so that might be fun. We may make a mess tomorrow. We will see. All right, for now, guys, happy Monday. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Ka kite anō.